Bock. Nebraska 73 versus a 4-6 Penn State team with an 8.5 point spread, Bock. Fox Sports says Penn State has a 75% chance to win. ESPN has Penn State at 70.2% chance to win, Bock.
Yeah, it's that's kind of the weird thing this week is trying to figure out why Penn State is as favored as they are. From the outside, at least speaking from the Nebraska perspective, it just seemed a little bit odd that they're ranked as or favored as highly as they are. It is a home game. I mean, the motivation should be there. We heard from earlier in the week from the press conference, Terry Smith is definitely going to have emotionally is emotionally invested in this thing. But I mean, there's all sorts of reasons to think that Penn State's kind of got their mind on the next thing. They don't have an active head coach, right? With James Franklin having gone to Virginia Tech and that being official, he's already taken a few of the staff members from Penn State with him. They're down like 9 staff members from the staff that they started with at the beginning of the year. So it's a bit of a Frankenstein Penn State that's still alive, still breathing, like still looking to get to a bowl game. And so the motivation is there. And again, I think Terry Smith is going to have it there, but you have to wonder if it's all condensed or if it's too difficult this week to really get this thing prepared. But one way or the other, it's going to come down to obviously the game on the field. We thought going into this week, a month ago, several weeks ago, there might be a lot kind of surrounding the Matt Rule to Penn State situation. That has really died off, obviously, because Nebraska did the contract extension. I mean, I don't know. Might pick up a little bit if Nebraska beats Penn State this week.
Yeah, I mean, Nebraska obviously have to win these next 2 games by a good margin for Matt Rule to probably be summoned back into this conversation when we talk about it. When you talk about the buyout box, $15 million is not a lot to some college teams, and I think Penn State has the money. I think they've got what they call old money, so it's not like they're really hurting in the money situation. It's just that they need to find a coach ASAP for me. I think they need to hit a big name splash. I don't think hiring a Power 5 coach or a G, whatever they call it, coach without a name should be considered for this job. When you talk about names that come up, Alabama coach.
Yeah, his name is coming.
His name has come
DeVore,
up a lot. Yeah. Alabama's not happy. I don't think they could take another loss. If they do miss the playoffs 2 years in a row, then he's probably gonna want to leave himself because they'll run you out of Tuscaloosa. He's a great coach. He led a Washington team to the promised land, and he has Alabama where they want to go. Probably a couple of players off from what he needs to get over that hump, but
they'll likely be in the SEC championship against Texas A&M if they beat Auburn. So
yeah, that'll knock them out.
The
I mean, but you playing in the SEC championship, it's only going to knock you out, Bob, because now you got 3 losses. So Georgia's sitting there smiling and licking their chops because they would rather probably go to the SEC championship, but the game they lost. So it kind of hurts them. But in the back of Georgia's mind, they want to repeat the same thing that Ohio State did by not playing in did Ohio State play in the
No. Last year it was not. It was Penn State. Yeah,
so
they lost to Oregon.
Yeah, so this is what you get in this Georgia situation. Can they reverse the role and be like Ohio State in the offseason? We still have a long way to go, Bob. We still have many questions. We still got many debates when we talk about this CFF. We have the debate with Miami versus Notre Dame. That saga's going to continue, and how is they ranked in front of a team that they got beaten by. So, it's a lot of scenarios. This is going to have to come down to the next 3 weeks, Bob. When I say 3 weeks, I say this week, next week, and a week after that, when you have the Army-Navy, then the conference championship games to play.
Yeah, it is getting into it. It's kind of fun as I was preparing the games. Of course, we'll make our pick 'em later in the show along with Kenny Wilhite. I was picking those games and looking at this week. I kind of thought, hey, maybe we'll jump ahead to next week. Remember, rivalry week next week. Of course, we all know that with Iowa coming to town. But in general, that's one of my favorite days, maybe outside of opening weekend for college football, or maybe right up there with it, because we know we have those all-important rivalries. So next week will be a lot of fun. We'll kind of get to you're going to get Ohio State, Michigan, as we know. Georgia Tech will be an interesting one. If not for an eliminator, at least being
Clemson, South Carolina. Are they
Clemson,
playing?
South Carolina. Yeah, that'll be another one in there. I mean, and so next week is loaded. Ole Miss, Mississippi State. The Egg Bowl's been moved. Of course, there's less. Mississippi State's not very good, but there was at one time thought to be a time where Lane Kiffin had to make the decision whether he's going to stay or leave. But that has since been squashed by Lane Kiffin himself by that game. But Texas A&M, Texas. I mean, that could be among the biggest ones. Though at that time, we will know Texas A&M will be in the championship game, the SEC championship game themselves, and Texas all but out of it. So it's kind of interesting to see how a lot of this is lining up. Conference championship weekend. Are you going to have the best teams in the conferences represented? I'm not sure if you again with Georgia not going to be in it. Maybe you wouldn't have that argument. But in any case, it's tough to do. I mean, that's the decision. It's tough to make it fair to get those best teams into line standings wise when you play these giant conferences and have different conference schedules and all that. But it's coming down to it, and obviously for Nebraska, big difference between 7-5 and dropping your last two games of the regular season in 9-3 or even 8-4 and winning one of these games down the stretch to kind of solidify the step forward that has been taken this year.
Yeah, you're right, Bob. But when we look at all the games that's been played, I think the Big Ten will have the best conference championship ever when we talk about Ohio State versus Indiana. And that's going to be probably billed as the game of the century, part two right there when we talk about the old Oklahoma versus Nebraska part, Bob. But when we talk about this Indiana versus Ohio State, Bob, this is going to be the game to watch right here.
Well, and it can be. It's just going to be interesting too. You're a little bit kind of stuck there between what's at stake too. Obviously, winning the Big Ten at one time should be the big goal, and obviously for Indiana, maybe it still would be because they haven't won a Big Ten title in God knows how long. I don't even know. I don't know. I have to look it up. But I think both those teams probably by that time, and we'll see again. Lots to play out. See if Ohio State drops one to Michigan. That certainly just changes this discussion. But they're probably both in the bye category there. So you're just talking about, frankly, playing for seeding among the top four and winning the Big Ten. So just depends on how you look at it. But obviously, with the playoffs and the elevated importance in that, that's win or go home. I don't know. I'm interested to see how conference championships are formatted and changed moving into the future based on to this. I think there's been ideas before to instead to have, especially from the ACC or some of these other conferences, to have play-in games rather than conference championships because they kind of are at this awkward spot in the college football. And to your point, even with Alabama, if Alabama loses 3, it's going to be one of those deals where you really can't. You really don't want to punish them for playing in that SEC championship, or again, you're going to have to kind of blow up the system. So we'll see how it all plays out. Never a dull day in college football and in alignment. And like I said, with the BCS, with any of these systems that we have, usually there's a fault that we find when you play 134 teams playing each other. There's a fault that season. You have to tweak it a little bit going into the next season. And we'll certainly see that as well. Going into the future, might we see, expansion? The SEC is looking for a 16-team playoff. The Big Ten's looking for a 24-team playoff. So we'll see how it all kind of breaks down, what that further means down the line. But as for right now, we know where this college football season does stand as much as you can, right? With 2 weeks left, a lot of big games, and for a lot of teams trying to figure out if they're going to make the college football playoff as a whole.
Well, Bob, here's the thing that you got to understand about college football. When you don't take breaks and you don't want to give your players off for this conference championship, because now you're fighting for 3 rings, Bob. 3 rings are better than 1 ring when we talk about Ohio State is missing 1 ring from last year. And, Bob, guess what? They didn't hit the trifecta because they don't have the Big Ten ring. So, Bob, I'm a guy, I want the conference ring. I want the college football ring. Football playoff ring, and I want the national championship ring, Box. So I got to go for all 3 of them. Coach, just let me play 15 straight games, but I want all the rings at the end of the year too, Box.
Well, that's true. That's a little added motivation there for Ohio State when it comes down to it. It is interesting. I think that game I think it would be huge. I think it'll be big. I think it'll be exciting. Determine the conference champion, all that, like we were saying. But I just don't know if it has the allure it once did in the big in the conference championships. As far as kind of you put in game of the century sort of stuff. I don't know if it would quite equal that when you've got bigger games right around the corner in the college football playoff.
You're right, Bob. All right, let's go to break, and when we come back, we're going to talk some volleyball, basketball, everything else, football. Penn State, Nebraska, tomorrow night, 6 p.m., NBC. Don't be late. And don't hate on the corners. 93.7 Ticket, Bock and the Black Shirt. We'll be right back.
This is your year to win way more than bragging rights. At Warhorse Casino, your love of the game could earn you serious cash. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with cash prizes all season long, like up to $1,000 weekly, with your chance at $1 million, all while earning tier points and comp points every time you place a sports bet. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Seems like just the other day, I was building my first house. I've seen many changes to our building market in Lincoln. It's been a fun road.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
We hear this a lot where I don't want to live in a cookie cutter home. Well, let's come up with some answers on what we're going to build, where we're going to build it, and what it's going to cost. One thing that we started doing early on was we started building neighborhoods. I'm a firm believer in character in your street and in your neighborhood. I like choice. I like variation. I like maybe something a little bit different in a neighborhood that you don't see in every neighborhood. I think it's great to have choices, its uniqueness, and I think that's what gives a neighborhood character. And I think that's what we've done over the years.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
It's No Shave November at Limitless Male. Let the beard grow and lose weight. If extra weight is holding you back from activities, the men's health experts at Limitless Male can help. It's no fun being left out because your weight is holding you back. GLP-1s from Limitless Male will help you drop the weight fast, and you won't be hungry. When you feel good and look good, you'll wonder why you waited so long for a free consult at Limitless Male.
Are you tired of your usual barbershop experience? Stop into Scissors and Scotch today. I know what you're thinking. Drink during a haircut? Don't worry. First comes the precision cut from one of their experienced barbers, followed by your complimentary cocktail in their upscale lounge. Scissors and Scotch blends your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. And now you can earn $10 off by simply mentioning the ticket. And if you're an existing member, still mention the ticket for an exclusive offer. Offer valid at Lincoln location only. Scissors and Scotch, located just south of 30th and Yankee Hill, and online at lincoln.scissorscotch.com.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
After a long, hot summer, are you ready for fall? What about your home? Is your heating system ready for cooler temperatures ahead? Call Bryant for your fall heating check. No matter what brand of equipment you own, Bryant's trained technicians will thoroughly clean and inspect your furnace or heat pump to make sure you stay warm, safe, and comfortable. Call today to schedule your home heating check. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Good Sense Friday here at The Ticket. If you ain't got a Good Sense sub, it just doesn't make sense, Bob.
That's right.
So go down there and get you a Good Sense sub on your break or on your way home for dinner tonight. Bob, 25 years ago, John Cook took over the Nebraska volleyball team program. His first season, he led the volleyball team to a perfect 34-0 season. Now, 25 years later, Bob, they're 27-0. 3 games to left. Busman Kelly, who was in her first year as Nebraska head coach, can do the same thing in the regular season, go undefeated. How good do you think this team could be, Bob, compared to that 2004 team that was undefeated?
Well, it's interesting. There's been obviously a proud tradition here at Nebraska in volleyball. And of course, even when John Cook took over for Terry Pettit there, they already had national championship pedigree. So, I mean, it would be nice to see that happen once again. I believe that was the only undefeated season that Nebraska's ever had. Very rare. And that was, again, the 2000 season for Nebraska volleyball, and that's true. That's the only time they've gone undefeated. It's a lot to ask for, and I always go back to John Cook saying he didn't think it was going to happen in the modern age in the Big Ten, but that's where Nebraska is currently. Like you said, after a victory the other night against Iowa, they claimed a share of the Big Ten championship. Obviously, the expectation is they're going to go ahead and end up winning the thing in totality, and it's hard to imagine this team really dropping too many sets, let alone games, right? I mean, they've just been so dominant throughout the year. Again, UCLA was able to snap their set streak by winning one of them. But just a couple games left here. Penn State from the Bob Devaney Sports Center in Ohio State. So you got 2 home matches still on the regular season. Then you kind of get into postseason play. Really should be celebrated. It's been an incredible ride to see all this happen in a great time for DBK to take over, right? I don't want to take anything away from what she's done, but also, you know, when you are John Cook and you've kind of planning out the time to go ahead and cross over and let the roster take care of the roster, and set your next person up for success. He certainly did that. So it is it should not be taken for granted whatsoever that Nebraska volleyball team that we have over there playing at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. Tough ticket to get, so if you want to, good luck. You're going to pay a premium dollar, but that's just where Nebraska volleyball is. And again, to point it out, nationally, it's a show that goes on the road. I mean, we know Nebraska as a volleyball state. Maybe a few years ago, teams used to poke other opposing fan bases used to poke fun at Nebraska, call it a volleyball school instead of a football school. Now it's hard to deny. I mean, and why would you, for how good this volleyball team has been? But when they went on the road to USC, again, I thought the stat was amazing that they've got more attendance out there in California, in Los Angeles, where, as we know, there's a lot of other things to do, as those colleges like to remind us when they have low attendance, is that they got higher attendance with the visiting Nebraska than they did for any USC home basketball game, men's basketball game last season. So just incredible what they're able to do. And by the way, swept the Trojans. So, they might have got a big crowd, but it wasn't any more fun for them.
But when we talk about the average ticket price for a Nebraska volleyball game, what do you think if somebody wanted to sell their ticket, how much would somebody be willing to pay?
Oh boy, I can look into it. So I'm not just guessing, but since I
we'll go to SeatGeek and
that's right,
and put up a fake page and see how much it costs. I don't know, Bob. I mean, would you say probably over $250?
Yeah. So SeatGeek right now for Penn State, and by the way, they do have an away match.
I'm talking volleyball now.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Penn State is coming in November 28th. SeatGeek's lowest ticket to get into the back of the building looks like $282. There might be, yeah. I mean, that's
they got any floor seats?
Let's see. Now I messed up my little SeatGeek map. I'll have to click back into it. Yeah, trying to get a pair of tickets in the lower level, the closest that I see. I mean, you're paying $450, $500.
Good Lord.
For each ticket.
That's
$1,000. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's tough to get there. I can look at Ohio State, see if that's any better. It is not. Looks like the cheapest seat to get in there. Well, let's say sort by price. It's $154 for standing room only. But as far as a seat, $257. So that's what you're looking at on the secondary market. And that's how it's been the last couple of years, but especially with this team. By the way, I did want to mention too, they do have a matchup with Indiana, number 17 Indiana, this Saturday as well. So tomorrow, I looked over that as I was looking at the final home games.
Yeah. I think when you talk about this Nebraska program, it's amazing how over the years they have never dropped the ball. Like when we talk about not making it to the tournament, not being able to, they really surprised the football team a long time ago, when we talk about that, because they was good in the 90s too, but I think they won it in 95 or 90 something. What was it?
Yeah, I believe it was 95.
95, yeah. So they've been good. This is the backbone of our university right here. When we talk about, we can always say football this, football that, but when these girls are able to do this year in and year out, Bock, and such on a consistent level, and then still brought 90-something thousand to Memorial Stadium. You have to throw that in there too. So I don't care if we're a volleyball school or a football school or what school. I mean, at the same time, we still have to represent the University of Nebraska, either way it goes. So it's just a great notch for the university to get all the exposure for all this.
Yeah, so Nebraska volleyball is a 5-time national champion. You're right. The first time was 1995, a 32-1. Terry Pettit led that team to the national championship. The year 2000, John Cook, like you said, take over 34-0, 20-0 in conference play, and they won the championship that year. They also won in 2006 with just one loss, 33-1 on the season. They won in 2015 with a 32-4 record. They won in 2017. Their last national championship here with a 32-4 record as well. Since then, they've been runner-up. They've made it to the championship match 3 times, of course, including in 2023, and come up just short. But this team feels like a team of destiny until proven otherwise. Definitely has the chance to make some history and go undefeated here.
Yeah, it seems like they get better and better each game, Bock, and each year. So, this might be the true blue bloods of any sport when you talk about our volleyball team.
Yeah, and it's really amazing. I mean, if you look at even the last 3 years, I suppose, in conference play, if you want to go and kind of do the math that way, again, the words from John Cook always come up to my head of how hard it would be to go undefeated in conference play. But over the last 2 years, 38-2, and then this year, 17-0. So, that's 55-2 in the Big Ten Conference, the premier conference in college volleyball over the last 3 years. Now, again, different teams now, different coach in place, but really is amazing the dominance and the level of dominance that they've been able to get to. And it doesn't look like, to your point, doesn't look like it's slowing down anywhere soon. I mean, they've been recruiting over the last several years at an incredible rate, the tops in the sport as well. And so, yeah, I mean, it is going to be fun. And again, I hesitate to put any undefeated pressure on anybody, but once you get to this kind of time of the year and you're still undefeated, it's going to be there, and you start to kind of think about the realistics, and logistics of getting to that.
Yeah, nothing like going to undefeated season, Bach. We'll talk about this more in next week when we finish out the regular season for the volleyball team. All right, Bach, Nebraska men's basketball team fought off a okay New Mexico team to advance to the Hall of Fame Classic Championship. They have won 9-game. They have a 9-game winning streak, Bach, dating back to the 4 they won last year. And what was that tournament called?
The Crown.
The Crown tournament. And they're 5-0 this year, Bach. Nebraska will play K-State tonight at 8:00.
Yeah, it's going to be an incredible matchup. K-State is a high-scoring team. Nebraska's been a high-scoring team so far. So, I mean, if you like points, I'm assuming this one ends, 90-something to 80-something or 90-something to 90-something. Might even break the 100 mark once again. Maybe the defenses come out to play a little bit more, but I'm not expecting it. Last night, the victory over New Mexico was a solid victory. Nebraska jumped out to a big lead, looked like the better team, and kind of leaned on New Mexico early. They had an 18-point halftime advantage, 43-25. New Mexico scrapped and fought and kind of got back into it in the second half there, as most often happens in these basketball games, and was able to get it to single digits. But ultimately, Nebraska pulled away 84-72, as opposed to Nebraska's victory over Oklahoma. Kind of had different guys getting into the mix here, into the scoring column. Jamarcus Lawrence with 21 points on 4 of 7 shooting from beyond the arc. Braden Frager off the bench, 4 of 6 from beyond the arc, 6 from 8 overall, 20 points for him. Price Sanford, who was dominant against Oklahoma, 8 points in this game, Rink Mass 17. So, I mean, I think that's part of the excitement about this team. They've kind of gotten down to their 8-man rotation. Their starters, Sam Hoygard, Lawrence, Rink Mass, Price Sanford, and Berke Buktingel to kind of help out the announcers from last night who could not get that. And then off the bench, Braden Frager, Connor Seaton, and Kel Jacobson. Looks like a really good team. I mean, I talked with Austin and Nick earlier, and you don't want to get ahead of yourselves, but this could be the team to do it, to win the NCAA tournament. Now, there's a lot of work to be done before then, but it is a possibility to win a game in the NCAA tournament, I think, with this roster. Hoiberg's been building these teams, and of course, in college basketball, there's so much tweaking and roster variation that has to happen. But a lot of these guys, several of these guys have now played together for a few years, if not for, kind of look at Jamarcus Lawrence going away, getting a little better at point guard, and then coming back and playing here after a break at Rhode Island. Or you look at Rink Mass, of course, had to sit out last year. So it's been a bit of a journey, but where they are now is incredible. Did you see, by the way, last night, the New Mexico punch to the back of the head of Connor Seaton?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, man, it was one of the dirtiest plays you'll ever see in basketball. Absolutely terrible. Dayton Alberry, who was the leader, one of the leading players for New Mexico, just got frustrated by a tough screen that Connor Seaton put on him. And so later in that possession, where there's kind of a scramble for the ball, it just goes up and blindsides him, hits him in the back of the head, kind of brushed him into it. It kind of chipped one of his teeth even throughout it. He got thrown out of the game. Then afterwards I saw on Twitter his apologized to New Mexico and his coach and representing and little kids and everybody except for Connor Seaton and the University of Nebraska. So I don't know if I'd schedule New Mexico again. I thought that was, again, one of the worst things I'd see. And I don't want to, put the one punch from one guy in the whole state of New Mexico or the whole program. But that was cowardice. And hopefully, Dayton Alberry can get the help that he needs, because that is not sportsmanship. That is not something that needs to be seen in the game. And credit to Nebraska. They didn't let that moment, start anything and get into their heads or really get into too much like fisticuffs or anything throughout the remainder of the game. I would have been hesitant to hold my tongue if I was on that team or on that bench. But again, credit to Nebraska for holding it together and fighting through it. Again,
you sound like a concerned parent, Bob, or a a guy who doesn't like conflict.
I do not like sucker punches. This was this is not a fight. This was not something conversation was talking trash and had it coming. He was going for the ball and he got punched in the back of the head. Again, that's chicken. That's not
Is that like
that's not
like
a tough guy.
Is
That's
that
not a
like
thug.
spitting in somebody's face right there? Like
that's worse.
It's assault.
I don't
really.
know. It's assault. I don't know what Mercer can do. And again, you don't give somebody the chance to fight or fend for themselves when you hit them in the back of the head. Again, I go back to Bobby Portis did that to Nikola Mirotic back in the day, and Nikola Mirotic left the NBA because of it. I don't know if it's directly because of it, but that did frustrate me. And I just don't. I mean, again, you can be a tough guy, but if you want to fight, whatever. But at least make it a fair fight. Don't sucker punch somebody.
All right, Bob, we got to give away a bar 48 today.
Yeah, we can give away a bar 48.
All right, for Kansas State versus Nebraska tonight, which Kansas State player was one and done at the University of K-State and went to the NBA, Bob? First person. See if they got it, Bob.
All right, text it in 402-464-5685. I know he's one of Terrell's favorite basketball players, so we can see if you can get this. This was some time ago. Now, I'm going to see. I don't know if Kansas State has had more than one.
No, they only had one, Bob. All right, there we go. 7826, you are the winner. Text us your name, and we will get you a bar 48 gift certificate ready.
Yeah. All
Did I
these.
say 7826? Then
Yeah, 7826 was close. Of course, we're getting a lot of people texted in. Michael Beasley, who could forget? Good memory, as Corey and Lincoln says, saw him at Devaney. Yeah, he was coming in talking trash. I remember that, and Nebraska was able to beat him. So that was good. Of course, those Nebraska teams didn't ever ultimately get the goal done. Like I said earlier, that this Nebraska team is going to focus on. But would
you think he would play overseas? Or I think did he get kicked out of overseas or something? But
I think he's like the star player of the what is it,
the Big Three.
Big Three. Yeah.
You think they pay him a lot?
I think enough. I think especially if you win that tournament, I think there's like $1 million prize or something. So I don't know what it is. I mean, a lot compared to the NBA, probably not, but a lot compared to you and I, yeah.
Yeah, because if you really sit down and listen to his story, he was a kid that got caught up in a lot of mistreated people who mistreated him for his money, and it really came and bit him in the butt in the end. So you have to watch out for things like that when you really try to trust people. And he said it was mostly family. So, I kind of feel sorry for him. Didn't cry, but I was almost to that tear about to come out.
Yeah.
Almost. Bock The Blackshirt, 93.7, The Ticket. Good Sense Friday. Here, we are powered
by
Bauer.
Infrastructure.
Bauer.
Underground.
Barrett.
Excavating.
Stay tuned for more football talk, Nebraska talk, and regular talk. 93.7 The Ticket.
It's $5.99 barbecue time. Hurry to Hog Wild for a complete barbecue meal that's only $5.99. Get a one-meat sandwich loaded with our award-winning barbecue, plus your choice of a classic side and drink for just $5.99. Upgrade your sandwich to beef brisket for just $1 more. Join us for lunch or dinner in Lincoln at 3210 Cornhusker Highway. Order online at GoHogWild.com.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
It's No Shave November at Limitless Male. Let the beard grow and lose weight. If extra weight is holding you back from activities, the men's health experts at Limitless Male can help. It's no fun being left out because your weight is holding you back. GLP-1s from Limitless Male will help you drop the weight fast, and you won't be hungry. When you feel good and look good, you'll wonder why you waited so long for a free consult at Limitless Male.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment. Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. right. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back 9 Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back 9 Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back 9's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back 9 Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination. Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Nutrition Authority invites you to check out the all-new Epic Effects. Epic Effects is designed to blast body fat, curb cravings, and provide the smooth energy to get you through the day. Home of free samples and better than internet pricing, Epic Effects can only be found at Nutrition Authority. For store info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln area. We are going to keep this train rolling in a big way with new half-ton and 4x4 pickup trucks starting at $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You heard that right, $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You pick which one works better for you. Please stop on in the dealership and meet the team or check us out at coppellcars.com. Stock number C280930. All deals with approved credit.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop!
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
The savings continue all November long at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln. They're extending their red tag sale with machines priced at invoice plus $300. That's it. No freight, no setup, no extra fees. Plus 10% off snowplow kits, 10% off fly motocross gear, and 50% off all in-stock road tires. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location. They can't wait to get you set up for the holiday season.
This is where it happens. Long hikes with friends, kayaking adventures with family, More horseback riding, zip line gliding, rock face climbing, hammock camping fun than you could ever imagine. And it's all outdoors, amongst the trees and across the prairie, here beneath Nebraska skies. Plan an outing today at yournebraskaadventure.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
When the clock strikes 0 after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches, too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinny Krikak of State Farm Insurance. You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. Gus Bohall asked, what position group needs to have a great day for us to win these last two games? Great question.
Yeah.
Well, let's just stick to this game right here. We'll get to the next week game next week. But I think it's when we talk about position group, I think probably the linebackers, trying to contain Katron Allen and Singleton. So, that's a big task right there, especially when you have both guys that's on the field at the same time because, just being elusive running backs, they both are great backs, different kind of running styles. I can see you running the screen off one side and a flare on the other side or a wheel route or things like that. So, Nebraska linebackers really have to be, let's say, not focused on who their gap integrities are and reads wise, because I don't think if you get one or two steps behind these guys, you won't be able to catch them. Another thing is probably Emmett against their defensive line. I think when you talk about Emmett Johnson, who's had a great year over 1,100 yards rushing, one of the best backs we've seen, not best backs, but one of the greatest backs I've probably seen come out of Nebraska in the last 10 years, I say. He's up there with I can't put him up there with Amir yet. I have to see what he does at the end of the season. 1,100 yards is good, but when you talk about Nebraska, we probably had a bunch of 1,100-yard backs in our whole career. So you got to think about the Cornell Buckhalters. You got to think about D'Angelo Evans. You got to think about these other Dan Thunder Alexander, Willie Miller. You got to think about running backs like that. So, it'll be interesting to see how Emmett does these last two games to raise his stock up for the Heisman when we talk about that part of it, Bob.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's and you'd like it. And I think the question there is actually probably going to be similar with Iowa and Penn State. I think you're right. I think it's that defensive line linebacking group. You're going to have to stop the run and limit them. And then on the other side of the ball, again, you know who you are at this time. So along with the offensive line, Emmett Johnson is the rock. I mean, he's the guy that Nebraska is going to rely on to try to get this thing done. And if he really has much of a chance to win the Doak Walker Award, to go to New York, to be there for the Heisman, these are the games he's got to play his best. I mean, he's got to go to that next level. We've seen it with some of these other running backs around the country, whether it be Jeremiah Love, or especially Ahmad Hardy last week with Missouri, run for 300 yards. These last couple games are the ones that matter, especially when you get to award season, a little bit of what have you done for me lately, and if you just haven't built enough, a big enough resume from the beginning to kind of just rest on that. And I don't think anybody has, in this country, whether it be in the Heisman race or the Doak Walker race. So, at this point, we know it's Emmett Johnson. The unique thing about him is it might not all come from the ground game. It might be from getting out of the backfield and catching the ball and really boosting those numbers up. So, you look at Emmett Johnson when we say ground game, maybe extension of the ground game with those type of plays. He's the big factor. But as we talked about, and shout out Bob on the text line the other day for helping point this out. The other thing for this weekend is going to be TJ Lateef. I mean, you don't want to put too much on him as a young quarterback, and you hope that, again, Emmett Johnson, the offensive line, can kind of lead the way. But when Penn State has struggled mightily against the run, it's because of running quarterbacks. Against UCLA, they gave up 269 yards. The leading rusher that day, Nico Iamaleava, the quarterback, 166. Against Iowa, they gave up 245 yards.
Yeah,
Gronkowski had 130 yards on the ground. So if Lateef can even, get 60, 80 yards, that really hurt Penn State in the way that they planned for.
Bock, I was watching the old film of Nebraska a couple of games ago, and I pointed something out that these defensive coordinators don't really pay attention to. When Emmett goes and get out wide, you put a linebacker on him, Bock, but you know what you do, Bock? You press him. You know why Emmett gets so many yards on them when he's out there, Bock? Because they're so far off him on the ball, and he just takes a step back and catches the ball and jukes him out. So if they were smart, Bock, or Charlie McBride, smart type of player like myself, I would get up on Emmett. He wouldn't get that. They would have to go somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm interested to see it. Penn State, obviously, both these Penn State and Iowa, defensive-minded staffs, to see what they can kind of throw as a wrinkle. Emmett Johnson, as he elevates nationally, as his name kind of gets bigger and he becomes a can't miss type of prospect, or a guy, especially when you're going up against Nebraska, to say, hey, this is the guy you're going to circle. Okay, what does that mean when he goes out? Of course, he had a lot of success with kind of screens getting out of the backfield, so that's a little bit different. The wheel route that he ran. But yeah, I mean, it's you almost want to shadow him with one of your best guys, regardless of you don't want him to be out there with one of your bigger linebackers. You're going to need somebody out there that can cover him.
All right, Bock. Cornhead JS1 says, Mr. Farley, this is a serious question. I need the truth. Have you ever considered full-time coaching linebackers or being a coach at any level? I would be interested to see what would happen if you turned in an application to the athletic department. Warren Sapp is coaching. I'm just saying, fam. Well, I think the more I see, the more I pay attention to linebacker play, Bock, the more it makes me want to be out there so you could pick out the little things. Not saying that I would like to take Rob's job or anything, but I would probably want to help. You need a third eye sometimes to help you out. And sometimes when I watch film and I see how this linebacker and this linebackers, one linebacker is up too far, the other one's back too far. As a linebacker, you want to be probably 3 to 4 or 5 yards off the ball. Some games I've seen them 2 yards off the ball. You have to correct little things like that, because when you get caught into that running lane, sometimes you have to remind your linebackers during the game, hey, let's get a hand on that outside receiver, throw him off his route. So, it's little things that I see that makes me want to be that little bird in the sky that say, hey, coach, tell him this, tell him that. But, it's to the point now where I'm 50 now, so I think it'll be too late to probably hop into coaching and probably things like that. Have to start somewhere, but eventually, if it wouldn't happen in the next 5 years, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Well, what about shuffle, go? Isn't that how you play line?
No. Linebacker is more. When I play linebacker, a lot of people they don't understand the role that I played when I played here, because a lot of people say, oh, he's just played off instincts. Okay, I played off instincts probably the first 3-4 games. When I totally mastered that wheel position, that's when I was a dog there. That's when I knew when to blitz. I knew how to blitz. I knew how to take on a blocker. I knew how to make tackles. I knew how to raise hell and wreak havoc out there, because that's the playing style you want out of a wheel linebacker. You've seen it in most guys, even for me with Ed Stewart. You've seen guys after me, Randy Stella, Levante David, Williams, Demario Williams. Those are wheel type of guys. So, and I haven't seen those type of linebackers we have yet. Vincent Shavers remind me a little, but I think he needs to be coached up a little better and just have a bird in his ear sometime to remind him of, hey, let's do it this way instead of that way. No, he had a lot of injuries this season, but Still a young guy. Still got 2 more years. So lots to learn, lots to play for. So 93.7 The Ticket. Bock The Blackshirt. We'll be right back.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Need an adventure? How about the bright lights of Vegas? The magic of Orlando? Or the sunshine of Orange County? Now you can reach them all with new flights from LNK on Breeze Airways. Stretch out, relax, and enjoy the flight. Your vacation starts the moment you board at LNK. Book today at LincolnAirport.com. LNK. Make flying easy.
From the chant of Husker Power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. Bench the other guys and team up with the official Internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers. Go Gig Red! Visit allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Nutrition Authority invites you to check out the all-new Epic Effects. Epic Effects is designed to blast body fat, curb cravings, and provide the smooth energy to get you through the day. Home of free samples and better than internet pricing, Epic Effects can only be found at Nutrition Authority. For store info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Hey guys, it's Nick. It is time that we crown 6 state championship winners, and we put a bow on this season of high school football here on 93.7 The Ticket. Join me and Jay Foreman from Memorial Stadium on November 24th and 25th for a total of 6 state championship matchups heard right here on The Ticket. We kick things off at 10:15 on Monday with Class D1 action, followed by the Class D2 title that features St. Mary's and Wynot, all wrapping up on Monday with a nightcap of number 1 Waverly and number 2 Gretna East. Then on Tuesday morning at 10:15, we start in Class C1 with number 1 Wahoo versus number 3 Sydney, followed by Class C2 title game action at 2:45 p.m., all wrapping up with the Class A championship match between number 4 Millard South and number 3 Papio South. All 6 state championship games heard right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com on Monday and Tuesday, November 24th and 25th.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevenson Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevenson Smith Construction slams expectations.
This holiday season, give the gift of good taste with a gift card from Valentino's. During double discount days, double your discount from $5 to $10 free with a $50 gift card purchase. Valentino's handcrafted pizza has been a family favorite for generations, and our gift cards make the perfect holiday gift. And right now, during gift card double discount days, when you buy $50 in gift cards, get a $10 gift card free. Happy holidays from Valentino's.
Fight fans, Dynasty Combat Sports returns to the Pinnacle Bank Arena on Friday, November 21st for a massive night of cage fighting action. UFC veteran Derek Minner headlines as he faces Missouri's Jacob Ritchie. In the co-main event, Lincoln's Nate Morrow battles Ashton Caniglia, with Sean Lindgren and Jeremy Small throwing down in the featured pro bout. Local prospects Easton Edmund Boudin and Andrew Huffman lead the amateur side. 16 total fights are set for another electric night in the cage. Tickets available now at Ticketmaster.com or the arena box office. Fight card subject to change. Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln area. We are going to keep this train rolling in a big way with new half-ton and 4x4 pickup trucks starting at $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You heard that right, $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You pick which one works better for you. Please stop on in the dealership and meet the team, or check us out at coppellcars.com. Stock number C280930. All deals with approved credit.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley. Defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome back to Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We're on from Monday through Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. Check us out. Check us out on Allo, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, whatever, Bock. Allo, what else, Bock?
Yeah, Facebook.
Yeah,
Still do Facebook.
I can't get back on Facebook yet.
Oh, yeah,
I'm still locked out on Facebook. I'm just doesn't matter. I got my TikToky. As long as I TikToky and look at my TikTok, I'll be all right.
How much time do you spend a day on TikTok?
About 4 hours.
Is that being serious? That's a long time.
That's not serious, Bock.
No.
That's not much. You know, it's 24 hours in a day, Bock. Sleep 6 hours.
Yeah.
Play the game 4 hours.
Yeah.
Watch TikTok 4 hours.
There you go.
And work 4 hours.
Well, there you go.
So, you know.
That's not a bad life.
And then plus the 2 hours I do on radio.
Yeah, that's
so, yeah. All right, Bock. Baylor coach Dave Aranda to return for his 7th season in Baylor in 2026. Aranda is 36-35 in the 6 years he's been with the school. One-time candidate for Nebraska, was in the Big 12 title and Sugar Bowl, and played in the Sugar Bowl in Aranda's second season at the school. After a 2-7 2020 season, Baylor improved to 10 wins and finished at 12-2 to beat Ole Miss in the Sugar Bowl. Since then, Baylor has just won 22 games and 2 games to go in 25 season. The Bears are currently 5-5 and were 8-5 a season ago after 2 seasons below 500 seasons.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I really thought he was going to be great when he was kind of. Remember, there was a time when he was kind of jumping schools between Wisconsin and LSU, and just had some of the top defenses in college football for about a decade, from 2013 to 2019 when he was the defensive coordinator. So I thought he was a home run hire for Baylor, and then certainly looked to be, in 2021. Obviously, 2020 with side when they went 2-7, but in 2021, that Sugar Bowl appearance, like you said, a top 10. But outside of that, it's amazing. No other top 25 finishes Last year, it seemed like he was kind of clinging to his job. Went 8-5, so that was about as good as they've done in his tenure outside of that year. And now, like you said, 5-5, big week with them. They've got at Arizona, that's going to be a tough one, and then Houston at home. Houston is ranked number 23 in the country. Arizona has been pretty solid. I mean, they're 7-3 right now. I believe they've got to be favored in that game. In fact, they are by 6.5, and ESPN's win percentage has them close to 68% as far as that goes. So it's interesting they make the decision now. I would have thought that maybe you wait, see if they make the bowl game, but apparently they've done enough for Baylor moving forward. I think Baylor is athletic director is moving on, so I think it's a little bit interesting to see that decision being made without having an athletic director in place. It was Mac Rhodes, who's resigning for personal reasons. So maybe it's just kind of the idea, hey, we don't need to go out and get an athletic director to make a football hire. We know what we have in Aranda. He's done enough, and we're going to move forward with him. But unless they really, rattle off 3 in a row here, I would imagine he's going into next season somewhat on the hot seat.
All right, Buck, when we talk about decommitting, we had 2 decommit in the last 2 weeks. But when we talk about decommitting since coach has been fired, there's a difference between James Franklin, Brian Kelly, and Billy Napier. The factor to me is Franklin, Bob. When you look at how many kids have decommitted since his firing, do you know the number, Bob?
I do not.
17.
Wow.
You know how many since Kelly got fired?
How many?
1. You know how many decommitted since Napier been fired?
How many?
It's a donut. 0.
Not 1. Wow.
So it's not about it's not about, like Franklin really is a coach. Like, not saying that Brian Kelly and Napier are not, but this guy's a coach who's well established, who put his mark down. Only thing he's missing is a national title to go with his 20-some years or 17 years coaching. But at the same time, he's a well-known coach.
Yeah, that's interesting. You think about those different situations too, and it's always different now, especially nowadays. You say, what are you committing to? It used to be the coach or the school, or who are you committing to? A lot of people would say, hey, commit to the school because you don't know how long the coach is going to be there. Well, now even your commitment doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be there for much longer than a year anyway. So it's kind of a different day and age, but so I mean, I guess just kind of going through those numbers, Kelly was a bit of a surprise. So that kind of surprises me, but I guess with his personality, maybe there's just less people committing to the coach in that situation. James Franklin really, he's a guy that can convince you. I mean, he's very, very good with his words and kind of motivating people, and obviously too is a top 15 coach. So I think he was a lot of in my mind anyway. Of course, Penn State decided to move away from him. So I think that speaks to a lot of kids that were coaching to committing to James Franklin. Not necessarily Penn State, right? As opposed to these other schools, especially with Billy Napier. I mean, if you committed to Florida and it was just if Billy Napier was going to be there, I don't know how stable ground you ever thought your commitment was, because he was on the red hot seat coming into the year with a very difficult schedule. So I guess, situationally, it can make a little bit of sense, but the vast difference between those numbers and how big of it is really does surprise me.
All right, Bob. What else I say? Oh, yeah, I think this is funny right here. Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua talked about stepping in the ring and what was they going to do to each other. They have a fight coming up. I think it's December. I'm not really sure, but I think it's December. It's going to take place of the Devontae David card that he was on. Jake Paul said, I'm knocking this guy out. Then it's going to be me versus Tyson Fury next year. That's what he said on Facing Anthony Joshua. Now, Anthony Joshua, who is a big boy, Bob, you know that, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
He said, I'm going to break his face. I'm going to break his body up. I'm going to stomp all over him.
Mm.
And then Jake Paul said in another thing, Jake Paul said that Tyson Fury and Ryan Garcia were both scared of fighting him when he was trying to pick his next opponent. He said Tommy Tommy Fleury was scared, per usual. Ryan Garcia was scared. He said Terrence Crawford said yes, but next year.
Okay.
If I was Bud, I would. Here's the thing. I don't think this Jake Paul thing is real, Bach. I think it's a setup for him. I would not want to see Terrence Crawford fought him for $200 million. Yeah. But the thing is, Bach, is always something with Jake Paul when we talk about these fights. There's a rumor going around now that's saying if Tyson would have knocked him out, Tyson would have got nothing. So now, yeah.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know about that, but I do know he has, he's kind of starting to move up from kind of just these celebrity fights. Remember, this all started with like Nate Robinson, a tiny former NBA player. But he kind of, moved his way up. Remember, his one loss on his record now is to Tommy Fury, but has started to face some guys. I believe that Julio Cesar Chavez, was a pretty legitimate opponent to have beaten. So he's I mean, Mike Tyson is what he is. He's an older guy, kept biting his gloves. I'm not really sure. It wasn't the Mike Tyson, obviously, of old. But I mean, you got to give credit for Jake Paul from starting as just kind of a YouTuber, in kind of sideshow. Now, it's still a complete sideshow, don't get me wrong, but he's starting to actually prove that he belongs in the ring with some of these guys.
Get out of here, Bach. I can't believe you said that.
Well, what do you, I mean, he's starting
Nate Robinson?
Not Nate Robinson.
Nate Robinson. You want to give this guy credit for knocking out Nate Robinson. Who else he fought?
I mean, Julius Cesar Chavez was the
when the last time Julius Cesar Chavez? And then he got deported day after that when he fought him.
Yeah, but he's 50.
Didn't want to pay him. Called him deportation people.
He's 54-7-1.
And how old is he?
Chavez?
Yeah.
Let me see. Where
50 what?
He is currently, if I can find it, 39.
Get out of here, Bach.
I'm just saying, he's moved up a little bit. Mike Perry is 34. That was another guy.
Who is that? Who is Mike Perry?
Recently.
Who is Mike Perry?
Mike Perry's 14-8 as a boxer.
14-8. Okay.
But I mean, we're talking about real people with real records, not Nate Robinson. Is my point is his ascent, not necessarily
keep going, Bob.
The best guy in the world.
Keep going.
I mean, Nate Diaz.
Nate Diaz,
more of an MMA guy.
MMA fighter.
Yeah,
oh,
more of
okay.
an MMA guy.
All right, keep going, Bob.
I don't know. Ryan Borland and Andre August probably don't factor in the conversation. Anderson Silva, another former MMA guy. Yeah.
Okay.
So he started off with some MMA guys. Now he's getting into the world of boxing.
Bob, sometimes you amaze me, man. I'm sometimes when things like that come out your mouth, I have to catch myself from cursing on the radio because I just can't believe the same thing you just said right there.
Well, then what I mean, Anthony Joshua. If he beats Anthony Joshua's.
Tell him to fight. What was the guy that was fighting with? Tell him to fight Wilder. Wilder. What's his name?
Is that Devontae Wilder?
No, Wilder. The big, tall, 6. I forgot his name. If he beat Wilder, then I believe him.
Deontay Wilder.
Wilder. If he beats Anthony, I don't know because this is some hocus pocus stuff right here when you talk about because Bolivar, whatever I think that's his name says.
Yeah.
Paul got in his contract for other guys to lose. Tyson was kicking his. Okay. Tyson had the perfect knockout on Paul set up and pulled a punch. Yeah, biting his glove, had that little jab, and he didn't swing. So you knew it was fake.
I don't know. I'm not a complete expert on this.
But if you can't hang in the ring with Tyson and Mike Tyson punch out, you sure can't hang with him in the ring in real life. Tell him. One-Eyed Ray tell him to fight Ivan Drago. What's his name?
Yeah, Drago.
We fight Rocky. That's the Rocky guy. Did you cry when that part happened when he who he killed? He killed what was his name?
Yeah, I was trying
Apollo
to think,
Creed.
Apollo Creed, absolutely. Yeah.
I was mad then.
Yeah, I was too.
Yeah. Apollo, Apollo started that Rocky off. I really liked that part.
I don't know if I cried, but
yeah. Well, I was sad.
It was devastating.
Yeah, I was mad. I wanted to.
That's what makes Rocky IV so great, though. Is that's part of the story to come back and beat him after he, killed his friend.
Crowbait said, "Bock, are you subscribed to Jake Paul's YouTube?"
No, I'm not. To be fair, I'm Logan Paul is his brother, and he's more in the WWE space, and that's where I kind of know a little bit more about him. But I give him some credit. By the way, he came out with this today. He had this huge iced out ammo chain that he was wearing today. 364 carats of diamonds.
All right, Bock. I'm through with the Paul
a bit
brothers.
Of a sideshow, yeah.
Yeah, the Paul brothers. Yeah. Let's go to break, man. Call Kenny Will Hype. We got the Pick'ems coming up next. So Bill and Bennett, old dad, Gus Mohawk, all you guys get ready for the beat down again, because you guys stunk the room up last week. So we'll do it again this week. Bill and Bennett, whoever they, Songbird, Antes Master, Eric. What's up, Eric? Didn't see that earlier. We'll talk to y'all in a little bit. 93.7 The Ticket. Pick'em game up next.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Nutrition Authority invites you to check out the all-new Epic Effects. Epic Effects is designed to blast body fat, curb cravings, and provide the smooth energy to get you through the day. Home of free samples and better than internet pricing, Epic Effects can only be found at Nutrition Authority. For store info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole Ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
From the chant of Husker Power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. Bench the other guys and team up with the official internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers. Go Gig Red. Visit allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. The savings continue all November long at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln. They're extending their red tag sale with machines priced at invoice plus $300. That's it. No freight, no setup, no extra fees. Plus 10% off snowplow kits, 10% off fly motocross gear, and 50% off all in-stock road tires. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location. They can't wait to get you set up for the holiday season.
This holiday season, give the gift of good taste with a gift card from Valentino's. During double discount days, double your discount from $5 to $10 free with a $50 gift card purchase. Valentino's handcrafted pizza has been a family favorite for generations, and our gift cards make the perfect holiday gift. And right now, during gift card double discount days, when you buy $50 in gift cards, get a $10 gift card free. Happy holidays from Valentino's.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket. Bock and the Blackshirt here. And it's that time of the day, y'all. You know, every Friday we do the Pick'ems game. When we talk about Pick'em, we pick 10 games a week. Playoffs included, bowl games included. So far, we picked over 125 games.
Yeah.
Bock has a record of 77-48.
Not too shabby.
Text line has a record of 80-45. Kenny Wilhite has he's a late entry. He's 40-24. And yours truly, the black shirt, I'm in the lead by one game, 80-44.
Big week.
Before we start, Bill and Bennett says, I learned my lesson last week. Black shirt, I won't be picking today. Come on, Bill. You can't do that, Bill. You've been a great contributor to these guys. You're only one game behind.
Game back.
So
don't let us trash talk.
Yeah, don't let my superstition get to you, because if you pick or not, I'm still going 8-2 this weekend. So they need your help. All right, Buck. We got Kenny Wilhite on the line.
We do. Kenny, you there?
I'm here, brother.
All right, it's loser number 3 on the phone. We got loser number 1 and 2 and loser text line.
Haters gonna hate, Box. Haters gonna hate.
I know. Right now he can talk trash because he's got 81 wins. So percentage-wise, we'll break it down for Kenny. Terrell's at 65% for the year. The text line is 64. Kenny, you're just behind him at 63%. So we need a big week for you.
He's winning in there.
I'm at
category.
62%. Not that category either. But we'll see where it gets. We're all within that. We're all close. We at least are can all try to see if we can get the win here. I'll play some NFL football music, or just some football music in general, I suppose. But my favorite music in as far as football comes from NFL films, and we can get these picks started. Let's start with a battle in the SEC.
Back.
There you go. Number 22, Missouri against number 8, Oklahoma. This week, $57 to get in Norman. Oklahoma favored by 6.5. Already gave my prediction earlier in the Adam Carricker show, and I picked Oklahoma. They've been impressive this year in wins over Michigan and Tennessee and Alabama. Of course, lost a couple games here to Texas. That was an outlier, Ole Miss, but I think Oklahoma gets it done here at home against Missouri.
I'm going to follow in your footsteps to say the same thing, OU.
Text line, OU.
Text line goes OU. All right.
Here's the thing, Kenny. I'm not like you. I represent my state. Since you're not going to represent your home state, I'll represent your home state. Let's go, Missouri.
Wow.
Wow.
He's feeling comfortable with that lead, isn't he? All right, let's get into
upset of the week.
Upset of the week. Okay, so maybe the rest of it will be chalk. We'll have to see where he goes from here. A tough pick here in the Big Ten. Minnesota, who has struggled a little bit since playing Nebraska, dropped 2 of 3, beat Michigan State, but lost to Iowa and Oregon. Now at Northwestern, but that means it's at Wrigley Field. So Northwestern is favored by 3.5, $25 to get into Wrigley Field this week. For Northwestern, who is on a 3-game losing streak. Of course, Nebraska started that, USC, and then Michigan. But two pretty similar teams here. Old Big Ten West battle. What are we thinking, guys? We got Minnesota off the text line, by the way. Corey and Lincoln, the first one in.
Go ahead, Farley.
Buck, y'all want me to go?
If you want to, it's up to you.
Go.
Yeah.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the 1, 2, 3 and the Northwestern.
All right, Northwestern.
I hate to say it, Buck. I'm going to go ahead and follow with him. I'm going to go with the Wildcats.
Yeah, I think Northwestern has looked like the more impressive team, especially as of late. But you know what? It's always hard for me to turn against rowing the boat. So I'm going to row the boat with PJ Fleck and just believe my way into a victory here this week. We'll see if the Gophers can get it done. All right, let's go to another interesting game here. This one in the ACC. A lot of these are going to be very close as far as the spread goes. This one no different. Louisville at SMU. $20 to get in. SMU, the home team, and the favorite by 2.5 here.
I'm not afraid. I'm going to say SMU.
Oh, right out of the gate. Kenny jumping in with the SMU pick.
Little gold Corvette. You know we had a gold Corvette in college, or was it a Trans Am? Eric Dickerson, SMU.
SMU, the pick for you guys. Let's see, does the text line have their pick yet?
No, they don't have the text line. The text line is out of it, man. We did a favor. No, there they go, right there. Oh, that SMU.
Louisville's been struggling. They've dropped 2 straight games here, including to Cal and Clemson, which makes them a hard pick. So I think we're all going to go with SMU here across the board. Let's go to another one. Old Big 8 rivals. In fact, even Big 6 rivals. Kansas at Iowa State. $8 to get in there in Ames, Iowa. Iowa State favored by 3.5 going into this game. It will be important for Kansas to win this game if they want to be bowl eligible. Iowa State already at 6 and 4 have already claimed that. As for Kansas, they are 5-5, but their last game is going to be against Utah, so this might be their best opportunity to go bowling.
I'm 0-2 against betting with Kansas this year, so I'll go Iowa State, man.
They beat you down, huh?
Yeah.
They let you down so much, huh?
Yeah.
I'm going to follow that suit. I'm going to go with the Cyclones also.
Yeah, it looks like another clean sweep across the board. The text line, Jason Baird, the first to get Iowa State in. I agree with you guys. I'd love to see it for Kansas and our friend of the station, Lance Leipold, but they've just been too unpredictable this year. So I'm going to go with Iowa State as well. All right, let's go to the big one in the Big Ten. Terrell's usually a Trojan man, but he also likes his Oregon Ducks. Number 15, USC at number 7, Oregon. $126 to get in. Oregon, though, favored by 10.5. Big Ten needs USC to win to get maybe 4 teams into the playoff.
Aflac. Aflac. Aflac.
You're not a Trojan man this week?
Aflac.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay. I'm going to follow that suit. I'm going to go with the Ducks also.
It's like off the text line, we do have a surprise USC pick over there from Corey in Lincoln.
Yes, thank you, Corey.
Oregon,
I'll give you the $5 later.
Struggled with Iowa. They struggled a little bit. They haven't really, they struggled with Penn State. They haven't beat anybody. I'm going with USC. I'm a Trojan man this week,
all right,
along with the text line.
Hey, Bob,
Yep.
Aflac.
Oh, there you go. All right, let's get into another battle in the ACC. Pittsburgh at Georgia Tech. Number 16, Georgia Tech, that is. The Ramblin' Wreck just struggling last week, though, against one of the worst teams in the ACC. Pitt, one of the better teams in the ACC. So maybe we'll see something a little bit different this week. It was Boston College that took Georgia Tech to the brink last week. Georgia Tech, though, favored by 2.5 here.
Well, I ain't afraid. I'm going with Ramblin' Wreck. I'm going with Georgia Tech.
Kenny shoots out of the gate with Georgia Tech.
I'll shoot right behind him there with
right.
Georgia Tech myself, sir.
There's another Georgia Tech pick. Old Dad on the text line picks Georgia Tech. Once again, we have a clean sweep. I'm going with Georgia Tech as well. Reminder, we did all pick Alabama last week, and Oklahoma got the win. So even though there's a clean sweep, does not make it exact science. We'll see how things turn out. How about number 20, Tennessee at Florida? Florida's been close to knocking some teams off this year. $43 to get into the swamp. However, Tennessee is favored by 4.5. I made my pick earlier in the day on the Adam Character Show, and I said this is the time Florida finally gets the upset. Again, they've been close. They've been close to beating to beating a few teams. LSU, Texas A&M, to a degree. Certainly Georgia and Ole Miss. I think Florida gets it done this game.
Hey, Bock.
Yeah.
What does close count in? What does close count in?
Oh, what's that?
What does close count in?
Horseshoe and hand grenades.
Okay, come on now, Bock. I'm going with the balls, baby.
All right. Let's see the text line. 2 Florida Gator votes in there, so the text line's thinking smart. I think this week.
Text line thinking 5 and 5 again the weekend. How do we? Rocky Top Mountain.
Oh, there you go. Just a quick
Rocky
Tennessee
Top
pick.
Mountain.
How about the most expensive ticket in college football this week? Cal at Stanford on the ACC network, of course, because why wouldn't these 2 teams on the West Coast be playing on the Atlantic Coast Conference Network? Cal favored by 3.5 here, but on the road at Stanford. I already made my pick early in the day. I went with Cal.
I'm following you, Bock. I'm going with Cal.
There we go. The band is on the field, Terrell. Who are you picking?
Marshawn Lynch driving through the crowd. Cal.
All right, text line we need. There it is. Corey Lincoln says the Bears. So I think we went through a lot of different football terminology there to all land on Cal. One more chance for Nebraska's sweetheart basically throughout the year has been Cincinnati, because we can all point back and say, hey, that's a quality victory. Well, it will do a lot better if they beat BYU this week. Number 11, BYU at Cincinnati. This is played at Cincinnati. $67 to get in. BYU favored by 2.5. Do we have any takers on an upset here?
Not with me, baby. I'm going with BYU.
There you go. BYU pick for Kenny. Cincinnati, by the way, coming off a couple losses. So either they're going to be hungry for a win or continue the streak down. BYU, on the other hand, of course, just 1 loss on the season, but they've played a lot of close games and got by some folks. So I at least expect a close game, but I think Bear Bachmeier and BYU is going to get it done as well. So I'm following Kenny.
Okay. You're following Kenny.
Looks like the text line's also going. Bill and Bennett says BYU. So we only need a pick from Terrell.
BYU.
Oh, there you go. BYU pretty quick there. And let's get to the grand finale on NBC. Only $6 to get in, up from $5 yesterday. So if you want to get your tickets, better get there quick. Nebraska at Penn State. Penn State favored now by 7.5. I think at the beginning of the week it was 9.5. So at least some Husker bettors betting that down a little bit. I gave my pick earlier in the day. I think Nebraska wins a defensive battle. Close one. TJ Lateef legs, a big difference in this one. I'm going to go with Nebraska 20-17. Let's see here.
Charlie?
Text line's got Nebraska.
I bet last on this one.
Oh, okay.
You bet last on this one?
Yeah.
Oh, I see how you is.
Yeah. My show. I sound like somebody down. I thought sorry about that.
All right. This is a tough one. But I think if Nebraska can have a complete game like they did last week, they'll get the win. So I think I'm going to roll with the Huskers this week.
There we go. Pick for the Huskers. 3 on the board now. Now we send it to Terrell Farley. And no reverse psychology. Just pick straight up here who you think's going to win.
Penn State.
Penn State, just that simple. Huh?
That simple.
Yeah, not too much technical analysis. What's going to hold Nebraska back in this one, you think?
Crowd.
Hmm.
The crowd is going to make this team, just be unfocused. I think Penn State steps up. I think they want it more because you have something to fight for. They're fighting for a bowl game. They're fighting for a new coach. They're fighting for a lot. They're fighting to save their season. They're fighting for the senior day out there tomorrow. So, it's going to be a lot for Penn State to fight about. And, going to fight against those cheap tickets everybody can buy.
Hey, Farley.
Yo.
Not so fast, my friend. I'm going with Penn State Nittany Lions, brother.
Oh, no. Are you switching your pick?
Not so fast, my friend.
Who is he with first?
I'm going with the Nittany Lions. Brother.
Oh, you talked him into it. He's going with Penn State, too. He doesn't want to lose in the winning percentage here. He's hanging out with you there. Interesting picks at the last minute. Kenny, why do you make the switch?
No, I just think like Farley said it, senior day, they're fighting for a bowl game, and I think, that interim coach has done a good job with those kids, and I think those kids, with it being senior day and fighting for a bowl game, I think they're going to rise to the occasion and squeak out a victory.
Yeah, I'm guessing it to be close one way or the other. We're all gonna have one heck of a ride there on Saturday. John and DSM, by the way, we've already got the Nebraska pick for the text line, but he says easiest pick of the year, Penn State. So there are people that are starting to doubt Nebraska. PacFan72 says Nebraska can't stop the run. Penn State runs for 150, so he picks Penn State as well. There are others that say boo Farley, and also the crowd doesn't care Farley. The students won't even be there. Tickets are $5. So we'll see. The crowd, or what type of crowd will be there, is just as interesting as the game. I think.
Do they have 110,000 fans? I mean, students.
No.
Well, then, there's nothing to do over there in Penn State, so they come to the game every Saturday.
We'll see, but that'll wrap it up our picks this week. We will go ahead, watch the games this week, get added up, and see if somebody has taken the lead from Terrell Farley. Kenny, thanks again for joining us. We look forward to talking to you on K-Dub Tuesday.
See you then, brother.
All right. See you losers later. 93.7 The Ticket. Bock in the Black Shirt. We're just winding down here at The Ticket here on this nice, sprinkly, misty day outside here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Austin Foreman, Jay Foreman coming up after Bock in the Black Shirt. We're to the next segment. We'll be right back.
Fight fans, Dynasty Combat Sports returns to the Pinnacle Bank Arena on Friday, November 21st for a massive night of cage fighting action. UFC veteran Derek Minner headlines as he faces Missouri's Jacob Ritchie. In the co-main event, Lincoln's Nate Morrow battles Ashton Caniglia, with Sean Lindgren and Jeremy Small throwing down in the featured pro bout. Local prospects Easton Edmund Boudin and Andrew Huffman lead the amateur side. 16 total fights are set for another electric night in the cage. Tickets available now at Ticketmaster.com or the arena box office. Fight card subject to change.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
Don't be fooled by the typical holiday ads this year. A new car for your significant other is a dream, but not a likely reality. Why not upgrade the current car you have with a detail? This year's hot item is a gift certificate from Nebraska Auto Detail to make your car look and smell fully refreshed again. We all have clutter and we all make messes, but it doesn't have to stay like that. Give the gift of a clean car this holiday. Buy your certificate at NebraskaAutoDetail.com or call 402-601-5086 for an appointment today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln area. We are going to keep this train rolling in a big way with new half half-ton and 4x4 pickup trucks starting at $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You heard that right, $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You pick which one works better for you. Please stop on in the dealership and meet the team or check us out at couplecars.com. Stock number C280930. All deals with approved credit.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
It seems like just the other day, I was building my first house. I've seen many changes to our building market in Lincoln. It's been a fun road.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, we hear this a lot where I don't want to live in a cookie cutter home. Well, let's come up with some answers on what we're going to build, where we're going to build it, and what it's going to cost. One thing that we started doing early on was we started building neighborhoods. I'm a firm believer in character in your street and in your neighborhood. I like choice. I like variation. I like maybe something a little bit different in a neighborhood that you don't see in every neighborhood. I think it's great to have choices, its uniqueness, and I think that's what gives a neighborhood character. And I think that's what we've done over the years.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Nutrition Authority invites you to check out the all-new Epic Effects. Epic Effects is designed to blast body fat, curb cravings, and provide the smooth energy to get you through the day. Home of free samples and better than internet pricing, Epic Effects can only be found at Nutrition Authority. For store info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
We ask for chances fair. Chance equal our stripes. Chance do it there. We should win. Let it be by the code. Faith and honor held high. We should lose. Stand by the road. Cheers, the winners go by. Day by day, we get better and better. So we can't beat. Won't beat.
All right, that still give me the chills, Bach. But
absolutely,
you know, I thought we could say it better. But
it's always a
things to look for this weekend, Bach. When I talk about this Nebraska team, I still have faith in this team. When we talk about playing against other teams, Nebraska has came a long way. We're not there yet. I don't know if we are truly a 9-3 team. We have to see the next two games, but I do believe in this team in somewhat. I think tomorrow night when we do face this Penn State team, the defensive line has to be up for the challenge. The linebackers have to be up for this challenge. We have to figure a way for these guys not to break containment, not to make their quarterback a superstar, which he's not a great runner. Katron Allen and I forgot those.
Nicholas
Singleton. It's hard having two running backs. You got to remember for their name. But those are two great guys. Different style of running. We have to be perfect and not perfect at every stage. I think what gives us a vantage point is that we have the advantage probably in the kickoff return game and the punt return game. When you talk about punt return, Penn State's an excellent punt block team. They blocked 4 this year. 3 by the defensive lineman. What's his name?
Denny Sutton.
Denny Sutton brought 3 kicks already this year. It's kind of weird when you hear a defensive lineman blocking 3 kicks this year. Punts, exactly. So I think when we talk about this game, Javen Wright, Marquise Watson-Trent, and Vincent Shaver have to come together and be that solid nucleus that they have. I think probably having all 3 of them on the field at the same time, I've seen that lineup before. I think that's a great idea to have our 3 best athletes out there, especially at linebacker, because this is going to be a test tomorrow to stop these running backs and to stop this big Penn State offensive line. Not really worried about the wideouts. Some speedy guys will get open. They will catch passes, but, it depends how much. So, you're looking at a team that ran the ball 50 times last week. You're looking at a Jim Knowles defense that is not up to par like his couple of last teams he's been on, but this is not Ohio State. This is Penn State. Looking for Emmett to have a great game. If not, let's cheer on TJ Lateef to have an even better game when we talk about his stat part, his role in this game. Penn State has a difficult time stopping running quarterbacks. I think that gives us a great advantage. I think we shouldn't abuse it, though. I think we should only use as needed and try to save most of it for the last quarter so we can really take it out of reach of the game if it's that point, Bach, when we talk about playing this game tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting. I think there's a few things, again, to pay attention to if you're kind of doing the opponent scouting a little bit here, is that Penn State doesn't beat themselves in turnovers. As far as fewest penalties in the country, they're number 6 in the nation. Nebraska doesn't either. That's been, and that's part of the reason you think that Matt Rule's done a good job this year. So well-coached team, you usually see that with fewer penalties and better special teams, those sort of areas. And of course, that has been great for Nebraska this year. Been pretty good for Penn State as well as we look forward. Now, this is not, there's some big names on that offense, but they come in with the 107th ranked total offense in the nation. We've mentioned it all weeks. They appear to be somewhat one-dimensional, right? I mean, Grunkmeyer has the ability to throw. Maybe has been even getting better. I think you could probably argue throughout his last couple of games here. We consider against Iowa and Ohio State, he threw 3 interceptions, no touchdowns. Last 2 games against Indiana and Michigan State, 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. Of course, a little bit nicer to play Michigan State than Indiana, Ohio State, or Iowa. So we'll see. Nebraska hopefully has just as or as close to as difficult of a defense to play against. We know the pass defense will be that case. Nebraska, again, number 3 in the nation, 134.6 yards through the air against their defense. I don't expect Ethan Grunkemeyer to do a whole lot more than that. Again, against Michigan State, like you said, they ran the ball 50 times. They only threw the ball 13 times for 127 yards. I would say either team, if they pass for over 22, 23 attempts, that probably means they're behind quite a bit and trying to catch up to it. So both these teams are going to have similar game plans. And I've been saying it all week, the better team in the ground game, both defending the ground and getting it going on their offensive side, is going to win this game. I'd be highly surprised if it's anything other than that. So not something that we're going to have to sit down here and break down a bunch of trick plays and high scoring affair. I think we're going to see limited possessions. And the tougher team's going to win. Is Nebraska ready to be the tougher team in November against a Penn State squad? Very gettable when you compare it to most Penn State teams that Nebraska's faced in the past or we'll see in the future. So an opportunity for Nebraska to really, I mean, you get that 8th win with Iowa staring down at you. I think you feel like you're playing with house money at that point as far as a successful regular season with a chance to knock off the Hawkeyes on Friday. You lose this game, all of a sudden, there's a little bit of worry. How many steps did we really take forward if we lose to Iowa on Friday? All that sort of stuff. So get that all out of the way. Get your 8th regular season win here on the road in Happy Valley. Again, against a gettable Penn State team, and do it through toughness. That would be something I think a lot of Husker fans would enjoy seeing. Obviously, the toughness part of that. Of course, everybody wants to win.
All right. Everybody wants to W. All right, we thank you for listening to Bock the Blackshirt. Up next on the ticket, Austin Orman and Jay Foreman will hit you with the old school for a little while. And plus, stay tuned tomorrow for the A1 Automotive pregame show starting at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Penn State versus Nebraska, Saturday night, 6 p.m., NBC. Be there or be square, or listen to it on your radio. 93.7 The Ticket. We're out.
Fight fans, Dynasty Combat Sports returns to the Pinnacle Bank Arena on Friday, November